but I'm here.
All right. Okay, let's get this meeting started. This is our weekly Zoom review class for beginning bridge. This week was week 5, and this week was the week that we started on everybody's favorite bid, No Trump. We waited to do No Trump until we had done the other opening bids because No Trump is a real specific bid on its own. The other bids, if you open a major or a minor, there are different priorities of what you choose to respond and how you choose to respond. The same thing is true with No Trump, but the real difference with No Trump is that the opening No Trump bid is so specific, describes your hand in one bid, that it allows us to have very specific responses to that bid, and it really changes the dynamics of the bidding. So that's why we wait until the after we've done the others to do it. I also want to remind you that the bidding that is discussed in our Audrey Grant's book, the book we're using, the Intro to Bridge book, does not cover No Trump the way we're covering it today. So use the handouts that I've provided you and don't use the ones that are in the book. Audrey takes a very simplified approach to bidding and responding to one No Trump in her book for a good reason, that it is a little bit more complex to do it the way we're doing it. But the fact is, nobody does it the way that she's doing it in the book. So immediately, if you try to play bridge online or play bridge with other people, they're all going to be using what you're learning today. So that's why I felt it was really better for us to start out that way. And it's easy. It's just logic of how we put this together. And I think you'll see that as we go through today's class. Okay, let's go over and look at our screen. The first thing I want to remind you of is our bidding ladder. As you know, we've been talking about all this week that all of our bidding is a conversation that's trying to decide where we belong on the bidding ladder. We've talked about the fact that if you just have about half the points in the deck, you want to stay low on the bidding ladder. If between you and your partner, you just have around 20 points, the other people have 20 points. So you shouldn't be too much higher up the ladder than the one level, one heart, one spade, one diamond, one club, maybe one No Trump. A few more points, you can move up to the 2 level, up to the 3 level, etc. The more points you have. If you had all the points in the deck, you could be bidding up at the 7 level, bid a grand slam, and you would get tons of extra points. We haven't talked a lot about scoring in beginning bridge because it's not that important that we know exactly how the scoring works. But I do need you to understand that there are 3 important levels that you can reach. That is what we are trying to figure out. Can we go there? The first one is 3 No Trump. The next one is 4 hearts or 4 spades. The next one is 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. Those are what we call game levels. 3 No Trump is a game at No Trump. 4 hearts or 4 spades is a game at the major suit. 5 diamonds and 5 clubs is a game at a minor suit. Because minor suit games, you need so many points, you need 29 plus points, and you can lose only 2 tricks. We really try to play No Trump if we can, instead of playing a minor suit. But because a major suit only requires about 26 points and we can lose 3 tricks, it's a lot easier than a minor suit. So we are aiming for that level if we can get there. 3 No Trump, which we love to start out bidding, we worry a little bit about playing at 3 No Trump because no trump can be dangerous. If you are missing a stopper, a way to stop a suit in no trump, the opponents can take 4, 5, 6 tricks right off the bat, and you have no way to stop them at all. So that's why 3 no trump is not our favorite place to play, but it is our favorite bid to make first. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Our favorite place to play, if we can, is at 4 hearts or 4 spades. We are always looking, when we start out our bidding with our partner, our first thought should kind of be, as the bidding is going on, how high should we be and where should we be? How high up the bidding ladder, and where? Where do we have a magic fit in a suit, or should we be playing no trump? Now, the how high question, how high we would like to be, is 3 no trump, 4 hearts, or 4 spades. If we see that we have 25, 26 points around in that area, we're starting to see that, we want to try to get to that level. If we see there is no chance we can get to that level, we want to stop as low down the bidding ladder as we can, because you don't get more points for bidding 3 diamonds and making 3 diamonds than you do bidding 2 diamonds and making 3 diamonds. It's the same thing. As long as you make your bid, and your bid is not a game, as long as you make your bid underneath a game, that's called a part score. We get part of a game score. As long as you do that, no matter where you stop, you're going to get the full amount of points you would have gotten. That's why I emphasize so much these game levels, that you need to know where the game levels are. You don't need to know how or why. That's why they're game levels. That has to do with the scoring. But just know that that's what you're looking to do, is get to that. Now, these 2 questions, how high and where, are the exact questions. They've been the questions all along. They're still the questions that we're using when we bid no trump. When we bid no trump, we are trying to find, we start out with a no trump bid, then our partner is trying to decide how high do we belong and where do we belong. So let's go ahead and talk about no trump itself. We talked about from the very beginning that when you bid, you have a priority of how you decide what to bid as an opening bid. We said that 1 no trump was our first priority. If we couldn't do that, then we would open a heart or a spade that promised 5 in the suit. And if we couldn't do either one of those things, we opened our best minor suit. So when you look at the opening 1 no trump, the reason that it's our highest priority is it has an exact description. If you make any other bid, a club, a diamond, a heart, or a spade, you're promising a range of 13 to 21 points. That's a pretty big range. Somebody's going to have to do something to start narrowing that down. And particularly if you've opened a minor suit, that's not even where we're going to try to play. So there's a lot of bidding that has to go on. But when you open 1 no trump, because it is a specific bid describing a specific hand, your work is done as far as the opener goes, okay? So it's important to know what the requirements are for opening 1 no trump. And here they are right here. First, 15 to 17 valuation points. Our regular valuation points, ace is 4, king 3, queen 2, jack 1. And you can add 1 point for extra length you have at no trump. However, you're never going to have more than 1 value extra point at no trump because of the second rule, and that is that you need to have a balanced hand with no more than 1 doubleton. Remember, a doubleton is 2 in a suit. That means you're going to have at least 2 cards in every suit, and you will have only no more than 1 suit that has only 2 cards in it. So the general idea is that you have kind of evenly spread cards in the hand. You don't have a long suit. If you have a 6-card suit, you couldn't meet this description of having no more than one doubleton. So a balanced hand. Now, if you have played bridge in the past, and I know some of you have, the no trump bid itself has changed a lot. If you knew the olden days, the range used to be 16 to 18 points, first of all. The second thing was that you weren't supposed to open a no trump if you had a 5-card major. And the third thing was that you were supposed to have stoppers in every suit when you bid no trump. None of that is true anymore. Now, what I'm showing you right now is what the requirements are. 15 to 17 valuation points and a balanced hand, which means no more than one doubleton. You don't have to have stoppers in every suit. You might have a club suit that has 3 little clubs in it. That's fine. You might have a 5-card major, in which case, you might think, well, I prefer to open a major, so shouldn't I open a major suit instead of one no trump? But the answer to that is no. We are going to open one no trump even with a 5-card major. I will tell you that if you play with other people at the Bridge Center, other knowledgeable bridge players, some of them may say to you that they prefer opening what looks to be a no trump hand. If they have a 5-card major, they'll open it one of a major suit. There are, some disagreements in bridge. There are a lot of disagreements in bridge, but this is one of the ones that there are still a few people and good players that think that they prefer to open a 15 to 17 point hand is with one of a major. But in this class, we're not. This class, let's follow the rules that 15 to 17 points is a no trump hand. And the only restriction to what the hand looks like is that you should have no more than one doubleton. Heck, I'll even throw in the fact that some people do it with 2 doubletons. So, but in this class, let's follow these rules. 15 to 17 and a balanced hand. Now, because that is such a specific hand, an exact range, an exact overall look to the hand, your work, once you have bid one no trump, your work as the opener is done. Your partner knows what your hand is. Your partner becomes what we all like to call the captain of the ship. The captain of the ship. Your partner is in charge. If you are the partner of a one no trump opening bidder, the auction depends on you, not on your partner. He may have to bid again. You're going to do bids that have him respond back and forth, but you are the captain of the ship. You're going to be making the decisions and having him feed you information. So when you are responding to one no trump, you are the captain of the ship. The captain of the ship, in this case, is going to decide 2 things: how high and where. How high do we need to be up the bidding ladder? And where do we need to be? Do we need to be playing no trump, or can we play hearts or spades? So that's what we need to decide. So first of all, on how high, let's think about this for just a minute. Partner has described an exact hand, 15 to 17 points. If we want to decide how high we need to be, we need to think, well, I need to have at least 25 or 26 points to be able to make a game. So right away, I should be able to know that we have a game. And when I know we have a game is when I have 10 points in my hand. If partner has opened a no trump and I've got at least 10 points, we have at least 25 points, which is a game definitely at 3 no trump and usually at 4 hearts or 4 spades. So I can be sure of having a game if my partner has opened one no trump and I have 10 points. I can be sure we do not have a game if I have 7 points or less. If I don't have more than 7 points, my 7 points added to the best he could have, 17, is just 24 points. So I would know right off the bat, we do not have a game. That tells me I want to stop as soon as I can. As soon as I find the where question, then I'm going to stop. So those are the two key ingredients we need to know. If we've got 10 points or more as the responder, we've got a game. If we've got 7 or less, we don't have a game. Question is kind of where we need to decide is at the 8 or 9 point range. 8 or 9 points, maybe we have a game. Maybe not. And so we need to ask some more questions. So that's the how high part that you decide as the captain of the ship. The second part of this is the where question. And the where question is trying to decide, do we want to play in a major suit or do we want to play in no trump? And we can use some clues about what we know about the no trump hand to help us make this decision. Because what we know about the no trump hand is our partner has at least 2 cards in every suit. 2 cards in every suit. So if we have a 6-card major suit, then yes, we have an 8-card fit, right? I've got 6, he's got 2. We definitely have an 8-card major fit. If I've got 6 hearts or spades, good to go, because he must have 2 in every suit. If I've got a 5-card suit, maybe we have a fit. Actually, probably we have a fit, because the only time we wouldn't have a fit is if he has a doubleton in my suit. He's got 3 cards at least in every other suit, except if he has a doubleton, and he may not have a doubleton. He may have 3 cards in every suit. So the likelihood is more often than not, if you have at least 5 cards in a suit, he's going to have support for that. So these are the 2 how high and where, 2 questions, 2 concepts that we need to be thinking about as we're figuring out our bidding after our partner has opened one no trump. So we have what we call conventional bids for the responder. Conventional means bids that don't mean on the face of them what they seem to mean. Up until this point in our class, every bid you made, if you bid hearts or spades or clubs or diamonds, it meant you had cards in that suit, clubs or hearts or spades or diamonds. There are a lot of bids in bridge that we'll be adding. I mean, that's the bulk of what you do, is what we've already learned. But there are a lot of special bids in bridge that we use where what we say is not exactly what we mean. And it's because we have agreed with our partner that we will use these other bids to mean specific things. In bridge, we can't have any secret meanings between our partner. If my partner and I can have any agreement we want about what our bids mean, but the opponents have to know what those agreements are. So anytime you have a special meaning for a bid, everybody at the table is entitled to know what that meaning is. You don't have to worry about it with everything that we've learned up until now. With this, you would have to worry about it, except for the fact that this is now standard bridge. And everybody I say everybody, 95% of the people understand what these bids are. So you should be able to make these bids knowing that your partner will understand and that it's not a secret to the opponents. They should know what these bids are too. So the 2 conventional bids, the special bids that we use, are first of all, a bid of 2 clubs. If my partner opens a no trump and I say 2 clubs, that means, partner, I have a 4-card major suit. Do you have a 4-card major suit? Do you have either 4 hearts or 4 spades? Because I have either 4 hearts or 4 spades, or both. So that's one. 2 clubs is one. The other 2 conventional bids are 2 diamonds and 2 hearts. If your partner bids 1 no trump and you say 2 diamonds, that bid means I have hearts and I want you to bid hearts first. It is called a transfer bid. I am transferring the bidding of this suit to you, the no trump bidder. Why would I do that? What sense does this make? The reason for this is that usually the no trump bidder is the bigger hand. The no trump bidder has around 16 points, and you are the responder. You generally have less points than 16 points as the responder. The responder has more than his fair share of 10 points. He's got 16 points. So usually I have less than 16. Because of that, you want the big hand to be concealed. You don't want them to be the dummy. You want them to be the declarer, and you want your hand to be the dummy. So that way, if you are pretty sure you're going to play in hearts or spades, you make them bid the hearts or spades first. So when you have at least 5 cards in a major suit, you are going to transfer your partner and make them bid that first. So by saying 2 diamonds, you make them bid hearts, the next bid up. And by saying 2 hearts, you make them bid spades, the next bid up. Okay? So that way, 1 no trump, 2 hearts, 2 spades. I have to say 2 spades as the no trump person. I cannot make any decisions about anything. Partner is telling me, not asking me, to bid spades or hearts, depending on if you bids diamonds or hearts. He tells me diamond says hearts, heart says spades, just the next one up. So these are the special things about no trump, about the no trump bidding. And it is because that the opening bid of the no trump person is such a specific bid that the responder is the one that's in charge and can make a lot of decisions about how this has to be played. So let's talk now about what these specific meanings are and how this actually works. Okay. And on this other handout that you got, the one that says Stayman and transfers over no trump, it just starts out with what we've already talked about, that the opening no trump bid is very specific, 15 to 17 points in a balanced hand. And once that no trump has been made, the responder immediately knows where they belong, how high they belong on the bidding ladder, unless they've got 8 or 9 points and they're not too sure. Otherwise, you either belong in game or you need to stop somewhere below game. So let's talk first about the situation where we have at least 5 or 6 hearts or spades. That is when we do what are called Jacobi transfers. These are down towards the middle of the page of your handout. And Jacobi, Mr. Jacobi, Oswald Jacobi, was a guy who played in the 60s and 70s, a really good player, and he's the one that made these up, Jacobi transfers. And it tells us here, transfers are used over no trump openings to allow the person with the stronger no trump hand to stay as declarer. We're going to make him bid the suit first. Then whatever else happens, deciding about the suit, he'll be the one that's the declarer, not us. So this is pretty easy. If you have at least 5 cards in the suit, then you're going to respond with 2 diamonds. Partner must bid 2 hearts. Or you will respond with 2 hearts. Partner must bid two spades. So that's the first thing that happens. The transfer happens. And this is if you have at least 5 hearts or spades in your hand. And interestingly, if you have at least 5 hearts or spades in your hand, you always transfer, even if you have 0 points. Even if you have no points, you go ahead and transfer because it's going to be easier for a partner to maintain control of a contract if he has a trump suit rather than no trump. A bid of one no trump is notoriously hard to make. So if partner bids one no trump and you have no points and you pass, partner needs some luck because first of all, he's got about 16 points. There's 24 points out there in the deck somewhere. And if you've only got 4 or 5 of them, the opponents have all of those points. So they've got as many points as you do. That makes it really hard to start with. And the second thing is only one suit needs to go wrong and you have no chance of making your contract. So it's hard to make a one no trump contract usually. And so we try to help partner along by at least if we've got 5 cards in a major suit, we are going to be sure that at least our partner is going to have a 7-card major suit fit and probably 8 or more. And it's easier to make that with no points in my hand. It's easier to make 2 hearts or 2 spades than it is to make one no trump, usually. And that's why we do it this way. That's why we do it this way. So if you have a good major suit, 5 or more, and your partner's open no trump, you always transfer first thing. That's always the first thing you do. So after that transfer, after that's happened, one no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, or one no trump, 2 hearts, 2 spades. Now it's back to the responder. And now the responder needs to be thinking how high and where. So here's what happens. If you have less than 7 points or less, you just pass. That's it. You're done. So it's going to go one no trump, 1 heart, 2 hearts, 2 spades, pass. We just stay there. If I've got 10 points or more, 10 points or more, I'm going to go to game. So it's going to go 1 heart, 2 diamonds, 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts. Now I'm going to go to game. 4 hearts or 3 no trump. But how do I decide which one to do? How do I know which one to do? Well, what I do is if I had 6 or more in the major suit to start, I know we have our major suit fit, right? He's got 2, I've got 6, we've got 8. So I can just bid 4 hearts or 4 spades. I just go there immediately. 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 4 hearts. Partner, I've got 10 points and I've got at least 6 in the suit. If I don't have 6 in the suit, I only had 5 because remember, we said we'll transfer with 5 or more. But if I only have 5 in the suit, he might just have 2. So I'm going to give him a chance to correct if he has 3. So if I just have 5, I'll bid 3 no trump. So it's going to go 1 heart, 2 hearts. Sorry, guys. 1 no trump, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 3 no trump. That says I've got 10 points, game, but I only had 5 in the major suit, not 6. If I'd had 6, I would have gone on to the major suit. But with 5, I'm not going to go because you might just have 2. So I'm going to bid 3 no trump, telling you we belong in at least game, and I've got 5 in the major suit. If you, no trump bidder partner, if you have 3 in the suit, you bid the suit. Game. So it would go 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 3 no trump, 4 hearts. That would say, oh, good partner, I did have 3 in your suit. We should be playing in hearts. If I just had 2, I'm going to pass if I'm the opening no trump bidder. So 1 no trump, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 3 no trump by my partner. If I've just got 2 in the spade suit, I pass. So either way, by transferring first, we've told partner we have 5. And then by bidding game in the suit, we promise 10 points and 6 cards. And by bidding no trump, we promise we just had 5, but we do have the 10 points. Either way, we bid game with 10 points or more. And we pass with 7 points or less. The one that's kind of in the middle is a little bit harder to remember, but we're just following the same principles that we just followed. If we just have 8 or 9 points, we won't bid game as our next bid. Remember I said if you've got 10 points or more after you complete the transfer, you bid game next, either 3 no trump or 4 of a major. If you do not have a game, then you bid the next thing that shows either 5 or 6 in the suit, but you bid less than game. That tells your partner you're in the 8 or 9 point range. So if it goes 1 no trump, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 3 spades, it didn't go to game, 3 spades. That says, partner, I had 8 or 9 points, but I have 6 spades. I bid the spades again. If I have only 5 spades, it's going to go 1 no trump, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 2 no trump. Less than game, it says I've got 5, not 6. But the no trump person, just like with the game situation, if I've got 3 in the major suit, I'm going to go ahead and change it back to the major suit. If I don't, I'll just leave it at no trump. Now, because my partner has bid the intermediate, the invitational level with 8 or 9 points, my only decision that I get to make is the no trump person. Because remember, partner's captain of the ship. Partner is basically telling me to evaluate my hand. And if I've got 15 points only, I'm going to pass his invitational bid. I can pass it. If I've got 17 points, I'm going to go to game. I'm going to accept his invitation to go to game. He's got 8 or 9. I've got 17. We've got a game. And it's either no trump or the major suit. The little problem is, if I just have 16, what do I do? Well, if you have 16 exactly, not 15, not 17, you have to decide, is my hand more like a 15-point hand or more like a 17-point hand? And the way you decide that is, are all my values working? You know, do I have an ace or an ace king that are good together? You know, do I not have wasted values? Wasted values is like, what if you had the queen jack of hearts as a doubleton? Oh, that's 3 of your points that you could count is in a doubleton. None of that might be worth nothing. So you kind of have to decide, do you have things like that? Or do you have queens or jacks in a suit that nothing else is there? That might not be too useful. So you kind of have to decide and just use your best judgment. That kind of judgment takes a lot of play to decide. You won't be in that situation a lot. When you are in that situation, just make the best guess. I don't feel good about this hand. I'm going to pass. I feel good about this hand. I'm going to go on. So Okay, so I hope this all makes sense to you. We've got the two kind of lines of our grid going on here are how high should we be? And that depends whether I, as a responder, am in the no game, definite game, or invitational game category. 7 or less, I'm going to stop as soon as I can, if not pass the first time. 10 or more, I'm going to go to game. And 8 or 9, I'm going to keep bidding, but bid below game so that partner can stop if he had a minimum no trump opening hand. All right. Then let me talk about the other one, Stayman. Stayman is our other conventional bid. Jacoby transfers are used when you have at least 5 in a major. But sometimes you may not have 5, you may just have 4. That's when the Stayman convention comes in. This Stayman convention, by the way, has been around, I don't know how long, forever though, because my grandmother, who played really, really old school bridge, knew Stayman and taught me Stayman in the 60s when I learned to play bridge. So it's been around forever. Everybody knows Stayman. Stayman and transfers, by the way, are both part of what's called the yellow card, the standard American yellow card, which is kind of a standard for what everybody should agree on when we play bridge. Everybody should agree that we are playing those. So Stayman, this 2 club bid, where ordinarily we are required to announce odd bids that we make that don't mean on the face of them what they seem to make. Ordinarily, this 2 club Stayman bid should be alertable. It should be a special bid. It is such a part of standard bridge that it is just recognized. It's not alertable. You don't have to do anything about it. If you bid 2 clubs, it's assumed that everybody at the table will know what the 2 club bid means. I realize at your level that could be a question, but that's the general idea. If partner has opened 1 no trump and I bid 2 clubs, that does not mean I have clubs. That is a Stayman bid. It's a conventional bid that has a special meaning. And what this means is, partner, I have a 4-card major. Do you? It asks the question. So you bid 2 clubs to ask your partner to name a 4-card major. And you must have 4 cards yourself to do this. That's why you ask the question. You're trying to find that fit. Do you have a major fit? If you've got 5 or more, you're pretty sure you've got a fit. If you've got 4 or more, it's frequent you don't have a fit. But you ask the question if you have 4 or more to find out. So you say 2 clubs, 1 no trump, 2 clubs, says partner, I have a 4-card major, do you? Here's what he responds then. If he has no 4-card major, he says 2 diamonds. 1 no trump, 2 diamonds. I do not have a 4-card major. If he has a 4-card heart suit and may also have a 4-card spade suit, but if he has at least 4 hearts, he bids 2 hearts. So 2 hearts promises 4 hearts and may have 4 spades. If he says 2 spades, he has a 4-card spade suit and does not have a 4-card heart suit. So if he skipped over hearts, he doesn't have them. He got to hearts first up the bidding ladder. He bids hearts. He might also have spades. He just didn't have room to bid them. So 2 diamonds is nope, I don't have anything. 2 hearts is yes, I have 4 hearts. 2 spades is yes, I have 4 spades. Once he has answered that question, then it's back to you as the responder, the captain of the ship, to decide what to do. The bidding so far has gone 1 no trump, 2 clubs, and a response by me, by the no trump person. The responder then decides what to do. Here's how you decide. If your partner has no 4-card major, if it went 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, We don't have a 4-card major fit. We're done. So you bid 3 no trump. If you've got 10 or more points, you know you have a game. That's where you go. 3 no trump. If you only have 8 or 9 points, then you bid 2 no trump. The invitational bid, asking partner to go on if they have 17 points. So that bidding would go 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 no trump, or 2 no trump, depending on how many points responder has. That's when they have bid 2 diamonds, saying, no, I don't have a 4-card major. If they bid your 4-card major, so if you had hearts and the bidding goes 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, and that's your suit, good. Now you want to revalue your hand using dummy points, because now you found the fit. If you happen to have a void or singleton or whatever in your responding hand, you can now add points for that. So you revalue your hand and now decide whether to bid 3 or 4 of the major. If you still are just at the 8 or 9 point level, the invitational level, you will agree to the suit by telling your partner, good, we found it. You bid 3 hearts. Or if you've got 10 or more, you bid 4 hearts. So if he says the major you wanted to hear, then you immediately bid that back to him, either at the 3 level if you're invitational, or at the 4 level if you know you've got game. Now, if he has said the wrong major, so you had hearts and he has spades, then you just bid 2 no trump or 3 no trump. 2 no trump with 8 or 9, 3 no trump with 10 or more. So if it goes 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 spades, that's not your suit. You had hearts. You just bid 3 no trump, or 2 no trump if you just had 8 or 9 points. I hope you are seeing that all of these bids, whether it's the transfer or the Stayman bid, requires the responder to make the decisions. The responder makes the decision about, have we found our magic fit in hearts or spades? And if we have not, then bidding no trump, and either bidding game with 10 or more, or doing an invitational bid with 8 or 9. If you understand those concepts, you don't have to remember, because if you try to remember all these exact, this means this and this means that, it's very hard to figure this out. But if you get the overall guidelines, that what you're trying to do is decide how high you can go and where you belong, either at the major suit or at no trump, then you've got the battle right there, if you can do that. Now you'll notice, haven't talked at all about minor suits in this whole scenario. That's because if you have a long minor suit, you can transfer into minor suits, but to do it, there's a lot of different ways to do it, and we don't cover them in this class. But to do it, the cheapest way you could do it is if you bid 2 spades over 1 no trump, and that transfers to 3 clubs or 3 diamonds, depending on what your system is. Well, your partner now has to play at the 3 level. You can't stop lower and get them into a minor suit. So if you have a long minor suit and you're thinking, wow, I'd really like my partner to play this, I wish there were a way to transfer it, you can't do it because you get too high. I would suggest that as beginners, you do not do it, because if you have a long minor suit, I'd just as soon try to play 1 no trump with you having a long minor suit and us having a lot of tricks in that minor suit. Maybe we'll be able to work out, what we can do at 1 no trump, rather than having you transfer me into this minor suit at the 3 level. If you have a really good minor suit and you've got points, like 10 points, let's play 3 no trump. I'd much rather do that usually than try to make 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. Now, sometimes your hand is going to be so unbalanced that it only, as the responder, that it only makes sense to play at 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. That's hardly ever the case, and I would nearly always rather try to make 3 no trump than try to make 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. So that's why we just really don't worry about the minor suits. If partner has opened a no trump, we expect we're going to wind up either in no trump or in hearts or spades. Okay. One other thing, let me point out to you, you'll probably forget about this, but this is how you'll learn it. These transfers apply only over a 1 no trump opening bid. I guarantee that some of you, at some point, your partner will open 1 heart or 1 spade and you'll try to transfer them because you'll forget. It's only over 1 no trump. It does not exist over any other bid. And the reason we can do it over 1 no trump is we know what partner has in his hand. That's why we can do these transfers. We're sure what partner has, that he's got at least 2 in every suit. Okay, let's look at some hands because I've talked and talked and talked. Let's look at some actual applications of this. So here is the first one. East is the opening bidder. East has 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points. Balanced hand, no more than 2, but no fewer than 2 cards in any suit. And in this case, he doesn't even have a doubleton. He's got a nice balanced hand. He's going to open this 1 no trump. And then let's look over here at the West hand. The West has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 high card points plus 1 for length. He's got 10 points. He knows from the beginning he belongs in game. Partner opened a no trump with 10 points. You belong in game. The question is, where does he belong in game? Well, we said that with 5 or more in a major suit, you would transfer first. So West is going to bid 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds. That makes East have to bid 2 hearts. So the bidding would go East, 1 no trump, West, 2 diamonds, East, 2 hearts. Now we've done the transfer. That part's complete. Now it's West's turn to bid again. And West has, if West had 6 hearts, he would know you belong in a game in hearts. But he just has 5. So he's not sure you belong in the game in hearts, but he knows you belong at least at the game in no trump. So he will bid 3 no trump. 3 no trump. 1 no trump, 2 diamonds to transfer, 2 hearts, accepted the transfer, 3 no trump. Partner, I had 10 points and I've got 5 hearts. 3 no trump by West. Now it comes back to East. East could pass 3 no trump, but East has 3 hearts to go with the 5 that his partner said he had when he transferred. So East should go ahead and bid 4 hearts. This contract should wind up in 4 hearts. Okay. Let's go down to the next one. Let's look at this one. In this case, where is the no trump hand? Here's the no trump hand down here. South has 14, 18 plus 1 is 19 points. I forgot about this one. This one is an error. Actually, the second king is not supposed to be here. If we had this hand in real life, it's too many points to open 1 no trump. 1 no trump. So what we would do is we'd open this hand 1 diamond, and then whatever partner said, we would bid 2 no trump next. Because we have a no trump hand, but it was too many points to bid no trump originally. That's how we distinguish those hands. But in this case, forget that king is there. It's not, there's another card there instead. So this hand has 14 high card points plus 1 for length. We're going to open this one no trump. Then it comes up here to North. North has 7 high card points plus 2 for length. So he is going to transfer because he has a 6 card spade suit. So he is going to transfer. So it's going to go 1 no trump by South, 2 hearts by North, making the transfer, 2 spades by South, accepting the transfer. South must bid 2 spades here, even though he's just got a doubleton of spades. Partner told him to bid 2 spades, so he's going to do it. He bids 2 spades. Now it comes back up here. This hand has 7 high card points plus 2 for length. That puts this person in the 8 or 9 point invitational range. So they need to do 2 things. They need to tell partner they had 6, not 5, by bidding spades again. That adds the extra one. That promises 6, not 5. And they need to stop below game because it's invitational to game, but it's not game. So that hand, the North hand, needs to bid 3 spades. The bid should be 1 no trump, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 3 spades. We've got spades, partner, but I'm not sure that we belong in game. I'm not sure. So then we come back down to this hand. This guy barely could open 1 no trump. He passes 3 spades. So these hands should wind up in 3 spades. The bidding should be 1 no trump by South, 2 hearts by North, 2 spades by South, 3 spades by North, pass by South. Let's go on to the next one. Here, East is going to open 1 no trump. They've got 10, 16 high card points. 16 high card points. No extra for length. So that's a 1 no trump bid. Very balanced hand. 1 doubleton, but otherwise very balanced. So they're going to bid 1 no trump. Pass. Now let's look at this hand. This hand, first of all, has 6 hearts. So we know they're going to transfer. So that's just the first thing they can do. They bid 2 diamonds to transfer to hearts. They happen to have diamonds, but that's not why they're bidding diamonds. They're bidding diamonds to say, partner, I have at least 5 hearts, bid hearts. So they bid 2 diamonds. East dutifully bids 2 hearts. Even though they've, again, got the doubles in there. They don't care. Partner said bid it, we bid it. So East bids 2 hearts. It comes back to West. Now we need to decide how high do we belong and where do we belong? Well, the answer to where is hearts, right? Because I have 6 hearts in the West hand. My partner has to have at least 2. It's an 8 card magic fit. We have the magic fit. So I'm going to bid hearts next. The question is, am I going to bid 3 hearts or 4 hearts? Well, let's look at his hand. He's got 6, 7, 8 high card points plus 2 for length. So you could say this is 10 points. 10 points. In which case he would bid 4 hearts. 4 hearts. Now, I will tell you, we talked about how sometimes you kind of revalue your hands to see if everything is working the way it should be. I would be real worried about the fact that I counted a point for this jack, when even as beginners, you can probably see that that jack of spades is unlikely to be valuable to anybody for anything, right? So I might not count that jack of spades, in which case I would just bid 3 hearts and let partner decide if he wants to go to 4 hearts or not. I hope you guys can all see that distinction, that sometimes our points aren't really what they seem to be, and we discount a little bit for that. If this person just does bid 3 hearts, then it comes back over to this hand because that's invitational. So far, we've had 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 3 hearts. Well, when it comes back to us as the East hand, that invitational hand, the question is, if I have 15, I pass. If I've got 17, I go. Well, here is a 16-point hand. That's the one we were worried about, right? What do I do? I have to decide, is that more like a 16-point hand, a 17-point hand, or more like a 15-point hand? Are there things in this hand that make it more valuable or things that make it less valuable? And if you look at this hand, I wonder if you can see this thing that is questionable on this hand that might mean it might not be worth as much. Same problem we had in the West hand. We've got a doubleton that has some of our points in it. How much is that worth? Probably not much. So I would downgrade this to the 15-point hand. I do technically have 16 points, but I would pass. I would pass because even though they're in the trump suit, which makes me a little more hopeful, it's still, I don't have everything working for me the way I should. And I think I would pass with that hand. I hope this is helping you see some of the kind of decisions that you need to make. Okay, let's look at this one. The North hand is the no trump hand, and they have 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15 high card points. Pass. So they bid 1 no trump, balanced hand, 15 high card points. Comes down here to South. South has 6, 7 points. Uh-oh. We do not have even 4 of a major suit. And we've only got 7 points. We're just going to pass. We can't transfer. We don't have enough. We can't bid Stayman. We don't have enough. And we don't even have enough to get to game if partner has the maximum. If partner has 17 points, our 7 is only 24. So with 7 or less, we just pass. So this bidding goes 1 no trump, pass, pass, pass. Let's go down to this one. This next one, we've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points in the East hand. They open 1 no trump. South passes. Now let's look at the West hand. Oh boy, we've got 6 in a major suit. We've got our magic fit in hearts. We know that. So the first thing we do is just transfer. So we'll bid 2 diamonds. Partner will bid 2 hearts in the East. Now let's come back to the West hand and think about what we need to do. We transfer them. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9 high card points plus 2 for length. That's 11. So we have a game. We know it's in hearts. We just bid 4 hearts. 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 4 hearts. 4 hearts. And then we're done. Let's try this one. Here we've got the West hand is the no trump hand. We've got 14, 15, 16 high card points plus 1 for length. Got 5 diamonds there, 1 for length. So we open this 1 no trump, pass. This hand has spades. They've got at least 5 spades, so we know we're going to transfer from the beginning. 5 spades, because if we've got 5 or more, we always transfer. So this hand transfers. This hand bids two hearts to transfer to spades. So they bid two hearts. West must bid two spades. So they do. So far, we're one no trump, two hearts, two spades. Then we go back to East. East has three high card points. They have six in the suit. They have nothing else to say. That is a transfer and then drop. We just leave partner there. But it's going to be a lot easier for partner to try to make two spades than it would be for partner to try to make one no trump. One no trump. If partner tries to make one no trump, they can take the ace king of hearts, the ace king of diamonds, and that's really it. They may get one or two other tricks, but they cannot make seven tricks. Because North has the ace king of spades. They have at least one, if not two, good heart tricks. They have at least one diamond trick, and they've got three or four club tricks, depending on how they play the clubs. So North has way better hands than we do, East West. So that's why we're just stopping at two. And you don't know how to bid competitive bidding yet. We're going to get to that starting with our next class, but there's no way for North or South to get into the bidding. So you are doing a good thing by just bidding two spades. Even if you don't make two spades, it's better than letting them make whatever they can make. Okay, that is it for our no trump. No trump requires a lot of practice because when you are just trying to remember all these things, it's very confusing. But in fact, when you were trying to do it, you just have one hand in front of you. You don't have to remember all these things. You just have to think about how does this hand that I have work with my partner's one no trump opening bid. And that makes it a lot easier. You narrow down the options. It makes it a lot easier. We're going to work on some of this on Wednesday in our class because we are going to play some no trump hands there before we start on our new book, which we'll start with preemptive bidding. All right. Thank you for those of you that joined us today, and hope to see you all in class on Wednesday.